Peace, 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 peace. Peace, love, and light to all the American Aborigines. This is your brother Aboriginal Power, aka Copper Grizzly. I'm hoping everyone having a blissful grand rising. So I encourage you guys to have a beautiful day, but be very productive and extra active. All right, first things first. For the remainder of the video, I would like for you guys to thumb up the video if you haven't thumbed up the video, like the like button if you haven't hit the like button, and share this on all your social media outlets. Please, drop some fire emojis in here if you can hear me loud and clear. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. I speak over like I do a show and I'm bringing the hotel. If you get money, bring the roll down. You wanna fuck, but I left home right. I ain't got no friends, this money dead. Yeah, 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 try to get it. Look like a light when I walk in the room. My bitch been acting like she took. Gotta wear my chains, they keep me cool. Yeah, 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 gotta ride it. Don't let these niggas take me. Like I quit the game, can't take me. I'm too big, I was so in love, but I'm finna give them a reason. I hate them, cause I tell them. Send them a shot of down, who gon' tell them. My chain is so diamonds, yeah, I'm gonna go. Fuck with it up, but I even got my shit. If I was just thinking my little niggas, I spend on them. I feel that to this day, but nigga won't be with a baby. They love my fashion, I'm tripping the ladies. For what they say, these niggas, you get money, then up your wall. Talk my bitch, I'ma fuck your hoe. Yeah, I know, if you get money, bring the roll. You wanna fuck with that, let's home. I ain't got no friends, this money dead. Yeah, 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 try to get it. Check my look like a light when I walk in the room. My bitch that act like she took. I wear my chains, they keep me cool. Yeah, 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 I'm always shit, I ain't paying that shit on my chain, I ain't making no pay. Bro, get some money, can't make it, it's strip coming till the bitch like a whale. I'm going straight to the top, got 100 songs when y'all want me to drop. Gotta watch my back, they time, one in my city, they know that I'm high. These niggas shit, try me get fried. I gotta watch my back, right around my shot, case a nigga wanna act through. Right by myself when I'm out, I ain't even gon' cap, I don't need no bag. I hit the gas for 12, I'm rocking my phone, I don't play for the money, I'm cool. Add up the money, I'm not ride with a 50, but I'm still a hard. I do a shot, I'm riding the hoes out. If you get money, bring the roll. She wanna fuck, but I left home. I ain't got no friends, this money dead. Yeah, yeah. Y'all go check out my little cousin. That's Young Honcho. Young Honcho. Go check him out. It's my little cousin. He booming out East Tennessee. Let's get it, y'all. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's get it. Hit them like muds. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Let's get it, man. Let's turn it up. Let's go. Nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up. A lot of niggas died 1865. Super Mama playing high, ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody high and black was never on your side. They too mad to tell your ass where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man on. Had you swearing you was acting, that's that white man on. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's on. And I ain't talking shit, this my definition. If being a savage was our nation, y'all be non-existent. Nigga took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to make straight business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guys of the game, so when they say they fear God, now you know what they made. Show song, move song, show song, move song. So it's in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Show song, move song, show song, move song. When it's in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Every day my niggas dying, they don't know the truth. How the hell you supposed to die? We don't know it's you. Yo, how the hell you supposed to survive? We don't know the shoot. He should have died, you let him slide, he look just like you. I try to tell them all skin ain't kin. Everybody ain't your partner, everybody ain't your friend. How the hell they supposed to help when they the ones that put you in? They don't struggle how we struggle, they can't get it how we live. Can't be scared to die when we already dead. Either way your life is safe, no matter how you play it. My higher self said we should choose remain godly. My lower want these motherfucking bodies. They portray their circles like a motherfucking island. Take them to the south and put them down like OG Bobby. They don't want equality in this hood, they want these problems. Killers right beside me, stand full of chicken models. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that broom, he gon' go down. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that broom, he gon' go down.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Before we get into this next little jammy jam to start the bill, I want y'all to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I'm gonna say peace and blessings to all my cousins. Peace and blessings to all my cousins. Hopefully y'all having a beautiful grand rising. Y'all sure you heard the birds chirping. Had the window open this morning. It's beautiful outside today. It's gonna be a beautiful build today. Shout out to all the beautiful, lovely, spiritual, strong, courageous, ambitious, intelligent Indian American Aboriginals, North, South, Central, and the conjoining islands, East to West as well. So yeah, man, before we get into this, man, I would like to say drop them fire emojis, man. Drop them fire emojis if you can hear me loud and clear. I want to make sure we're vast on that. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, rap so dope, my eyes low. When you move like that, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patties, let go with them town homes. What's a name to a native? $5 though, if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he takes it back on vacation. God should give all your praise to Jesus for how God feeling. He say put no one before him in divine image. And so we got Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't got vision, so they don't. We came from a soil that wasn't cooking with no bones. Bible took our spirit, English started on our homes. Tribal families circled us, don't get like I don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something, something, nothing. Now we got this other something. Reincarnation of angels, fresh up out the oven. Message to the cut, man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. You wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the source. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured about how we should wait on God. It's never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keep it stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you can change a whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse. A black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty. They always had your pyramids or point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patent accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. Like, I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
Peace, love, and light to all the American Aborigines, man. Hopefully y'all having a beautiful day, man. Y'all ready to get this build cracking. Make sure y'all share and copy the link and make a post on your social media outlets. We got a nice one today, so make sure y'all make a post, share this out, and hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. Okay, let's get it. Let's get straight into it.
Tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy.
There, they're both great. We're going to keep putting it everywhere but there, and soon it will be on samtripoli.com. I'm just finishing up. I know I keep saying that. I really want this this website up and running, okay?
And Rockfin has a comment section. I know you guys were bitching about a comment section. You can go on there, comment, interact. We'll reply sometimes, so just fucking
the best that we can.
It's not that bad.
It's free, man.
And don't unsubscribe on YouTube because we're going to still put Broken Sam on there.
And his comedy special.
Cash Daddies, all Sam's comedy stuff's going to be there.
Yeah, dude, it's just, trust me, man. What's coming is great, too. I get it. Tinfoil Hat is for the people, and the people want it. But it's like, if we don't adapt, we die. And that's how it is, man. And if you want to see some great shows, I have great podcasts coming out. Broken Simulation's amazing. Cash Daddy, we're about to do an emergency podcast. March 4th through the 6th. I'm at
gentlemen, of this very unique topic.
How are you, brother?
Brother Sam and Brother XG and Brother Johnny, it's great to be back with you guys on the Tinfoil Hat podcast. You guys still are the #1 podcast in America, and you guys are doing a magnificent job. So it's great to be back.
You guys get it.
It's great awesome to be back. Yes. And I'm excited tonight to be back with your beautiful audience. I want to kind of pick up where I left off last time when I was with you guys on this very unique topic, the greatest global cover-up in human history. But I want to start with the so-called Capitol siege that happened back on the 6th of January of this year. That was the very beginning, gentlemen, of the Second Civil War. So every 80 years, there is a civil war in this country. And so I've been attacked on social media because I've been bringing up these terms, civil war. And so according to my two contacts in the federal government, one here in New York City and a brother there in Los Angeles, working within a sector of the federal government, had been issuing and sending me information that was a black operation, okay, that happened on the 6th of January, 2021. It was not by accident. And those patriots who showed up there, they were indeed a part of a black operation, okay? Now, the so-called
Black
patriots...
Ops. You're talking about Black Ops? This is a Black Ops.
Okay. That's it, black ops or so black operations. Today
it just came out that this guy, he got arrested. He's like, I'm FBI and I have high clearance. You guys got to let me go. And they're like, oh no, you're part of this. Like, dude, the guy's basically coming out and saying that he is was fucking controlled opposition. He's the agent of he's an agent provocateur.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And those who supposedly went into the Capitol, they were not Trump supporters. Okay, they were Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Now, my staff went. I didn't go because I was sick as a dog. But the ones who are being arrested are not Trump supporters. But 15 laptops were confiscated. Okay, from the Capitol, more specifically, one from the office of Nancy Pelosi. And on her laptop, it revealed that the Chinese government was in the process of buying General Electric, in which the deal was supposed to go down on the 9th of January in Islamabad, Pakistan. Now, if you guys know that there was a blackout in Islamabad, Pakistan, and throughout the nation, there was a blackout. That was not by accident. Okay. In other words, Trump stopped the sale, of G8 General Electric to the Chinese. And so that was a black operation, okay, orchestrated by Trump allies in the intelligence community, in the CIA, the NSA, including the FBI. Now, this cop who supposedly was shot by one of the Trump supporters, that he was taken out, but not by Trump supporters. So the question begs to be answered. Why is it that this evil, malignant, demonic media wants to destroy President Trump? Now, what I am so ticked off about is that you have people like Don Sweet Tea Lemon, Christopher Fredo Cuomo, the brother of Andrew Corleone Cuomo, okay? Then you have Rachel Maddow over at MSNBC, and Joe Biden, okay, who in actuality, I've been hearing, now I don't go by rumors, I'm a historian, but half of the Biden children and grandchildren were not even at the so-called inauguration. So Joe Biden is a Manchurian candidate. So what is ticking me off is that my question is, where was CNN when Black Lives Matter was destroying American citizens?
Hey, drop some fire emojis if y'all can hear me loud and clear, man. If y'all feeling the bill, drop some fire emojis. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it rocking.
Where was Don Sweet Tea Lemon and Christopher Fredo Cuomo? Where was Joe Biden? Where was, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, calling us thugs? But where were they when Black Lives Matter and Antifa was destroying American cities? Now, don't get me wrong, gentlemen. If these people were indeed Trump supporters, which they were not, they should be sent to prison. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem I have is the total hypocrisy. They say nothing about these three black stinking witches. You guys have to excuse me. I told you I'm a John Wick.
You're hot. You're coming in hot. Bishop, you're coming in hot. Brother Johnny is uncomfortable. You're coming in hot.
At some point in time in this build, I haven't seen this. This is me watching it live with you for the first time. I like to do the builds like that live for the first time. At some point in time, I'm pretty sure he's going to say, I am an assassin for the Lord Jesus Christ. He's going to say that. So just dodge the hijack. He's going to say, I am an assassin. I am a contract killer assassin for the Jesus Christ. Watch.
It's okay. We like him uncomfortable. Keep going.
Oh, that's right. I am a John Wick. So my job is to cut the head off.
Okay, dude.
So we're laying this foundation concerning the greatest global cover-up in human history. Okay, where was Stephen A. Smith in his exceeding hairline? Where was Skip Bate? Where was Shannon Sharp? Okay, when Black Lives Matter, led by three stinking black witches, was destroying America. But yet they want to tell you and I that we are thugs. Now, the question is, why is Joe Biden signing all of these executive orders at a record pace? Well, since George Washington up until President Trump, there have been 15,740 executive orders. Now, think about that. There's been 15,740 executive orders from George Washington up until the last day of the presidency of Donald J. Trump. Now, in the volume of The Art of War by Sun Tzu, there are 15,740 references concerning the words appearances in meaning, okay? And there are every 15,740 days in history, according to the German mathematician Johannes Kepler, through the Kepler conjecture. He said every 15,740 days, there is a global transformation. So there's been 15,740 executive orders. But Joe Biden, who is a fraudulent president. Because you have to understand, gentlemen, that we were under two constitutions. The Constitution in 1776, that was ratified 3 times thereafter in 1781, 87, and 89, which makes you and I an American sovereign, not a citizen, having to pay taxes. Now, the second Constitution, through the Act of 1871, was a fraudulent document through the Vatican order in 1871 through Pope Pius IX, in conjunction with the Rothschilds out of the British Great Britain armed side of the Rothschilds, put undue pressure upon a deep state president by the name of Ulysses S. Grant, who had in actuality helped the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. That's another topic for another day. Now, the second Constitution in 1871, which forced you and I to be a corporation.
Yep.
Now, the corporation of 1871 was dissolved when? On the 6th of January at that siege. Because according to the Constitution and according to the Declaration of Independence, we have a responsibility to protect.
I'm gonna pause this right here because I know y'all constantly hear me cough throughout these builds. But that's called hacking. That's called hacking. It's the science. You don't understand. Your ancestors was a form of spirituality. Hacking from the herbs. Hacking. You will capture your hack. You understand me? And then you will use this in a form. I forget the science. We'll break it down later on as a form of healing yourself. See, that's what you get, the hacking. And then when you spit the shit up, that's the spit, right? When you spit it up, that's the spittle. The spittle. You understand me? The spittle is you getting rid of the mucuses. The mucuses is where all the viruses, DNA, and all the other shit that harms your body come from. You understand me? So when you spit it up, that's the spittle. We don't have, now you go to the hospital. It used to be the hospital. So you don't understand that. We'll break it down later.
Back American sovereignty against enemies, foreign and domestic. So it was not by accident that we saw this event on the 6th of January. So every 80 years, there is an American revolution. So think about this. So 15,740 executive orders, which Joe Biden has not signed executive orders. He has signed what they call
so in other words, get your hack on. Just get your hack on.
Executive transitions. Okay. Why is that? What's the difference between an executive order versus an executive transition? A executive transition is by a president of the second Constitution. In other words, Joe Biden is a corporate president of the second Constitution, but he's not an American constitutional president of the first Constitution. So, which means Joe Biden, who came into DC, he didn't ride on Air Force One. Why is it that President Trump still has Air Force One? President Trump still has Air Force One.
Hold on, Larry, because I believe this. Johnny, what is your thoughts on that? Is Trump still driving in Air Force One? I'm not questioning. I'm questioning.
I don't know. I just remember seeing the news the other. Oh, I know there are 2 Air Force One planes. First of all,
and is Trump still riding in it?
Well, I don't know.
And Johnny's right on it. There's 2 Air Force Ones, but President Trump still has his Air Force One.
That's so interesting.
And he still has the nuclear football.
Think he wasted.
Hey, drop some fire emojis. This bill about to pick up. We only like 6 minutes in this bill, so let's keep it going. Drop some fire emojis. Let's turn up a little bit.
The money already.
Because he's still the president.
What?
President Trump, according to the first Constitution.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about our friends at Join Honey. That's right, Honey. Honey, dude, Honey. How many people shop online? Johnny, you shop online?
All the time.
Do you shop online?
Come
And
on,
Xavier,
of
girl,
course.
we all shop online, okay? And there's a billion promo codes out there, and it can take forever to check out, okay? But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Bye-bye, okay? Honey is a free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one coupon you want. Honey.com/tip.
Y'all got me started here tonight. By President Xi Jinping to sixth president of the second.
Yourself and supporting this show and podcasts like this. So get Honey for free. Just join honey.com/tinfoil hat. That's joinhoney.com/tinfoil hat.
You see, President Trump is the ninth.
Let's get these likes up. I'm about to end the video. Fuck it. You see how his fingers is? You see I got that little bitty finger? That's how many likes we got. We just got a little bitty likes. We just got a little bit of likes. See how his fingers is? We just got a little bit. Can we get these likes up though? He just got a little bit. We just got a little bit of likes. Can we get the likes up? Hey, if you ain't gonna like the video, at least thumb it down. I'd rather you thumb it down. Don't just sit in the chat and be a weirdo. At least thumb up the video. We got 114 people, family members in the chat. We only got 67 likes. That's quite pathetic, you guys. Come on, we can do better than that. Shout out to my cousin. Let's rock this thing on now.
18th president of the first Constitution. Biden is the 46th president of the second Constitution, called an American corporation. So Joe Biden is a fraudulent president. So that's why Nancy Jezebel Pelosi was directed by President Xi Jinping. Y'all got me started here tonight. By President Xi Jinping to confiscate that football. Why? Because the Chinese want those nuclear codes. President Trump is still he still has possession of the nuclear football. Why? Because he's still the president. He still has his own air.
Y'all heard that shit he's saying? He's dropping some shit. Let's run it back just a tad bit. Let's go.
Y'all got me started here tonight. By President Xi Jinping to confiscate that football. Why? Because the Chinese want those nuclear codes. President Trump is still he still has possession of the nuclear football. Why? Because he's still the president. He still has his own Air Force One. Why? Because he's still the president. And why is it that President Trump has created the office of the former president? Nor the president, outgoing president, has ever created an office, because President Donald J. Trump, according to the first Constitution, he's still the president. So now,
real quick, so we understand.
Go right ahead. Jump in anytime. Go ahead.
What in that Constitution says that he is the second president still?
Well, you talking about Joe Biden?
No, I'm talking about what in the original Constitution says that Trump is in fact still the president.
He's the president of the first Constitution, because President Trump enacted both the executive orders of the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878 in connection to the Insurrection Act of 1807. Those 40,000.
Shout out to loyal determined.com for the cash out donation set for the lecture. I appreciate that. Shout out to loyal determined.com. I appreciate that. Y'all don't let the sister or brother be the only one to support the channel today. Let's continue this out, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button
and troops
and share this on all your social media outlets.
In DC had nothing to do with protecting Joe Biden. Those 40,000 troops were deployed by land and sea to DC to protect President Trump in the first Constitution, because we saw a destruction or the dissolvement of a second Constitution. Joe Biden was inaugurated 10 minutes before 12 noon. which means he's not a legal president according to the first Constitution.
Oh my God.
But he is a second Constitution corporate president under the British Crown of 1871. Oh. See, in other words, that's why President Trump is not going anywhere. Now, people are saying, well, that I don't believe it. I don't care. My job here tonight is to reveal, is to unplug your people from the matrix, okay? As we're talking about the greatest global cover-up in human history. So Johannes Kepler, through the Kepler conjecture, had said, he was a German mathematician, he said, there is a global pattern of history that has been dispatterned by the global pattern of destruction called the body politic. And now we saw a Luciferian takeover of our government. So and this is the reason why the Democrats want to establish Washington, D.C. as a state. Why is that? Because the corporation of the second Constitution of 1871 is no longer solvable. It's insolvent. So they want to make D.C. a state of the Union. In other words, what you and I had eyewitness and were eyewitnessing for the past 4 years was a war between two constitutions. So according to the first Constitution, I'm just kind of laying foundation before we get to what is going on today. I'm all about
this action. I love hearing it.
Oh my God.
I can hear it all day. I find it interesting.
Oh my.
It's just all this stuff going on right now, Bishop. Yes. All this stuff going on right now is just so weird. It's bizarre. It's just weird. Bizarre. And it's just like I get crap from everybody. Oh, QAnon guy. Oh, let me guess. Trump saw his plan, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I get it all the time. I get it. I don't know what's going on. I love hearing about it. I just think this impeachment trial is just weird.
And because they want to impeach the president so he won't be able to run again. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to work. Because what's going to happen in the next 45 days, you're going to see the fall of the deep state. So Trump is saying, okay, if you want to come after me, I'm going to expose all of you. So Trump is playing what we call, is a German word for chess called Zugwang, right? Capital Zugwang, which means the best move to make is not to make a move at all. So Trump is playing chess. These devils are playing checkers. Okay. So I believe that we as Americans, see, the first Constitution, the IRS is an illegal entity. That's why we went to war against the British Crown during the 1776 American Revolutionary War, taxation without representation. We were sick and tired of paying subject taxes as subjects to the Crown. So then the Act of 1871, the second Constitution, because of the Rothschilds taking out Abraham Lincoln in connection to the Vatican order through Pope Pius IX, they had designed a fraudulent second Constitution to make us not the United States for America, but the United States of America, a corporation, which now we have an IRS because of the second Constitution. Do you know they can sell your birth certificate or your death certificate on Wall Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you sign a birth certificate, Bishop Blake, so everybody knows, when you, especially let's say you have children and you just sign a birth certificate, you have signed your child over to the state. And that's why the state can come into your house and take your child. Because technically, your child is a property of the state.
Your child is that's a perfect analogy, Brother Sam. Because not only your birth certificate, so I tell parents, unless you sign on the dotted line, your child's birth certificate, your child will not be given the blessings of the state. And not just your birth certificate is traded on Wall Street, your death certificate. You're buried 6 feet under pushing daisies. but your death certificate number can be traded on Wall Street and around the world without you knowing about it because you're 6 feet under. This is a fraudulent, demonic scheme that President Trump was exposing. That's why they wanted to get him out of there. Now, again, I always tell my listeners on my radio show that you have to learn to manage where you are politically, okay? You have to properly manage your exit from where you were in order for you to go where God is sending you. So right now, considered the greatest global cover-up in human history, America cannot heal in the same environment of the Illuminati swamp, okay? We cannot heal in the same environment where America was first traumatized, going back to 1871. And so, in other words, when we're talking about civil war, so the second civil war began on the 6th of January, right? This year. Now, it had nothing to do with the Trump campaign, okay? So every 80 years, there is what we call an American Revolution. Every 80 years. Now, I'm going to say something that Joe Biden is not going to last a year. It takes him 10 minutes just to pick up a pen. He is not going to last, okay? Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of this term, Operation Warp Speed.
Yes.
Now, Operation Warp Speed. Okay, I'm just laying foundation from the Capitol, and you guys already know this. So we have to understand, you see, the psychology of the deep state is this. The psychology of the deep state, where the masses are manipulated by their manipulators who are manipulating manipulation. Let me say this again. I feel like preaching now.
There's a manipulating of a manipulator by manipulation.
Yes.
Guys, in these crazy times, we need some crazy stuff. And the crazy stuff out there, Blue Chew, that's right, man. It is a war on your soul and your erections, okay? They're trying to beat you down, man. Make you think you got no chance. But guess what, Blue Chew? You're always in the game. Who wants to fight the lizard people with rock hard boners? How about you, Xavier?
Dude, it's Valentine's Day. I need rock hard boners.
Dude, get her some fun.
Told you always with the fruity shit. Gay white jokes. Gay white jokes get on my motherfucking nerves. I can't deal with them gay white ass jokes. See?
Plus, help you, help them. God bless the ladies and the twinks too. Okay, God bless you.
See, it is the deep state, the masses of Americans in the world are being manipulated by our manipulators whose sole intent is to manipulate manipulation. So then we call this the manipulation, okay, of reality, time, and probability. So Operation Warp Speed officially was designed by President Trump a few years ago in preparation to give 300 million vaccines to 300 million Americans. I mean, let me say this. I'm not taking no vaccine. I love President Trump. You see, because 95% of the vaccines that are administered in this country are connected to what we call MRC5 through the Medical Research Council out of England. That is funded by both MI6 and the Bill and Melinda Robin Williams Gates Foundation. So MRC5 per C6 and HEK293, human embryonic kidney cell strain 293. In other words, 95% of the vaccines through Pfizer, okay, through GlaxoSmithKline out of England, are made out of tissues from dead aborted fetuses.
I've heard that, Johnny. I've heard that too. I've heard that.
But that's adrenochrome, isn't it?
I mean, that's not adrenochrome.
It's a form of it.
It's a form of adrenochrome. That's it, brother Johnny. I mean, brother Xavier. It's a form of adrenochrome. Okay, and that's why during these past 4 years, these Hollywood devils, they look like they're in the hundreds because their access to adrenochrome was cut off because of Trump. And so MRC5 per C6.
Damn, he said that's why all these people starting to look old and shit because they can't get no adrenochrome because motherfucking Trump cut it off. He going in.
HEK 293, the human embryonic cell strain 293.
Y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat. The bro going in. Drop some fire emojis, y'all. Support the channel, man. Let's get these likes up. We got 163 of my cousins off in the chat, and we only got 99 likes. Can we get at least 64 more likes? 64 more likes. All that is don't cost a thing. Fuck it, just give me 50 likes. 50 more likes, we cool.
Made out of cells of dead aborted fetuses, whereas the cells of dead aborted male fetuses are injected into the little girls. And the dead aborted fetuses of little girls are injected into the little boys. This is called transhumanism, transmutation, social engineering. So Operation Warp Speed officially is a program to vaccinate 300 million people. But the unofficial plan of Operation Warp Speed was a global plan by the Trump administration to liquidate traitors, jackals, and Judases, foreign and domestic. Okay. So this term Warp Speed came out of, now you guys remember the 1960s and 70s, the Star Trek series.
Yes, okay. Yes.
And the term Warp Speed came from that television series in the 60s and 70s. When you look at the flag of the 6th military column, okay, Space Force, it has that logo, that insignia of a pyramid that looks exactly like the Star Trek logo on the clothing of those actors during that time. So Operation Warp Speed is a global liquidation plan of assassination. In other words, Trump was going after everybody. Now, which takes us from there, from the Capitol to Operation Warp Speed to SkyToll. Now, what
SkyTone. Shout out to loyaltydetermined.com once again. Said for keep playing the video. I appreciate the support. Hey, y'all, don't let Loyalty Determined be the only one support the channel. That's literally 2 times whoever that is done donate, man. Don't leave them out there stranded, you guys. Don't do that. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man, because we get 5-10 more likes. We good. Let's play this on now. Peace and love to all my cousins in the chat. High vibes, everybody, man. We got 175 over here. Peace and blessings. It's your brother, Aboriginal Power. Excuse me. So, hey, this is the Grand Rising Show. Hope y'all having a blissful Grand Rising. Peace and love to everybody, man. We'll probably drop the links later on, but hey, hit the like button.
Does that mean that the space program's all theater? Like, what's the correlation again to the Star Trek? Is that it's theater? It's meant to be stupid.
See, that's what it is. It's the manipulation of reality, what we call isokinesis, the manipulation of time, chronokinesis, and the manipulation of probability called tychokinesis. ECT, that's a acronym for et cetera, et cetera. Now, going back 1,500 years ago, that was one of the cursing terms that witches use to curse certain nations, of the term et cetera. But yet, some way, somehow, we'll keep using that moniker. But getting back to your question, Brother Sam, it is theater. Everything that we think is authentic is a lie. You and I are witnessing a movie. We're inside of this construct called the Matrix. And not to get away from, we're talking about the political side of the greatest global cover-up in human history. When we talk about time, I'm going to say something that's going to blow your minds, and it's radical. We've been taught that this is 2021. But it's only 2021 because we're going by a Gregorian calendar. Well, God didn't give us the Gregorian calendar. Well, that came from the fallen angels called the Gregories. In Genesis 6, Enoch 6, Jude 6, 6, 6, 6. In Enoch chapter 6, it gives 20 names of the fallen angels out of the 200 who met on Mount Hermon. Now, you guys know, before we get back to Operation Warp Speed in connection to the assassinations of traitors. Now, getting back, before I move forward into Skytone Dominion, we have to understand that it was the fallen angels called Gregories or Nephilims who gave the calendar to the daughter.
Nephilim, Gregorian, Bible. It's right up there, Hebrew boy alley.
Of men. Now, the term the daughters of men in Genesis 6 represents women of color.
Damn.
Now, women of color are being exploited by the deep state. You got three black stinking witches who are used by George Soros as far as with Black Lives Matter. Okay.
I totally agree.
Alicia Garza, Opa Tometi, and Patrice Cullors. They're all a part of the Boule Secret Society. And so what we call the authentic time that we call 2020, it's a fallacy, because time is nothing more than an illusion. In other words, when we talk about the illusion of time, the fallen angels called Gregories gave time of the 12-month calendar to the daughters of men, which means they were women of color in Genesis 6, Enoch 6, Jude 6, 666. But also it was Pope Gregory through the Vatican order who received that information, okay, down through the centuries. Now, people are going to say, that's far-fetched, Bishop. See, the problem with America, we're so busy keeping up with these witches, the Kardashians. We're so busy looking at Super Bowl games, okay? Did you see the Illuminati halftime show of a fallen angel come up as a demon, okay? It's all a part of the Illuminati heptagon.
Shout out to Goddess Supreme for the support. Cash out. High vibes. Yeah. Good morning, high vibes. Shout out to Goddess Supreme for the cash out donation. We definitely appreciate that.
A Luciferic system. And later on, I'm going to expose the number 55 in relation to Super Bowl 55, okay? And in every 55th chapter of Enoch, it talks about a fallen particular angel, but yet the halftime show at Super Bowl 55, nothing is by accident. So as we're talking about now the greatest global cup up in human history, you guys jump in anytime. Now, I'm not going to go through the election. You guys have probably already talked about that 1,000 times. Yeah. But I will say that the Dominion, those who sat on the executive board of Dominion, especially people like Peter Neffinger, connected with Smartmatic, okay? People like William Kennard, who is not only running the Carlyle Group, who were indirectly responsible for the disappearance of Flight 370, MH370, the Malaysian flight back on the 8th of March in 2014.
Right.
But also those men sat on the executive board of Robinhood, okay, GameStop, and Reddit. So those three companies who are in hot water, according to the SEC, because of insider trade. And this is how corrupt the swamp is.
Hold on. You just...
Yes.
You just connected all those. Can you connect them one more time? I just have to hear this again.
William Kennard.
Yes.
Who runs the Carlyle Group.
Yes.
Who was responsible indirectly for the disappearance of the Malaysian Flight 370 back on the 8th of March of 2014, where you got 20 Chinese nationals actually 12 Chinese nationals plus 8 Malaysian engineers.
Yes.
Okay, from Freescale Semiconductor.
Yes.
In Austin, Texas. That plane was taken out because they had a patent for a super chip, a microchip that can control stock markets.
Yes.
That can control planes and jets and helicopters, Kobe Bryant.
And the only person who didn't.
Hey, shout out to Mother Nature for the Cash App donation. And it was another guy that the oil company's been beefing with who created a computer chip that you can insert in your car that takes your gas mileage from like crazy numbers, like from 54 miles per gallon to like 179 miles per gallon. Car companies deliberately set certain chips to eat your gas instead of save gas. This guy created a chip. Right now, you can go look it up. He's like a big beef with all the oil companies mad at him and shit like that. He got a chip that you can put in your car to get you 175 miles per gallon. I just wanted to reiterate that.
There was another person who owned part of that pattern.
Shout out to Jeanette Finley for the Cash App donation as well. Said for today's fire build. Jeanette, the Nubian Queen. Appreciate you, Queen. Appreciate the support for the Cash App donation. Appreciate that. I really do, man. Let's keep this thing going, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Share this on all your social media outlets. Hey, and if you can share this, please do so. Support the channel, y'all. Let's get it.
And the whole group owned it. And word on the street is, and the streets are talking, XG. And the street, yeah. You know what they're saying on the streets? That Rothschild also owned part of that that pattern.
Jacob Rothschild, 3 days after that plane disappeared, 3 days on the 11th, he became the sole patent owner.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that microchip.
Come on.
Well, it sounds like the Titanic all over again.
And that's another thing. Oh, I'm glad.
The Titanic. Oh, he about to get into it. I'm gonna see what he got to say. I'm gonna add on.
You brought up the Titanic.
Xavier's been on fire lately.
Oh my God.
Xavier's been on fire lately.
And XG, remind me later of the Titanic in the next half hour because I want to bring that
down somewhere.
Yes, in connection to what's going on.
We're gonna talk about that Titanic. That's it. That's how they got rid of all the wealthy blacks and was able to take political seats in America. This is how J.P. Morgan Chase, the birth of his billionaire wealth, the Rothschilds investments and all these things. Shout out to LoyaltyDetermined.com again. You out doing it. You out doing this 3 times you done donated. For I am feeling this vibe, AP. I appreciate you. I'm glad everybody is enjoying this bill. I'm actually enjoying this. This is my first time watching it live with you guys. So as I listen to it, this is all of my first time, cousins. Listen, this is our first time listening to this. I haven't heard this. So we're just getting into it, y'all. Let's go.
Today. So now when you look again, you got William Kennard, who was.
Make sure y'all support the channel. Thumb up the video. Let's get it, man. We lit. Appreciate all the family that's tapping in. We got 203 in the chat. Peace and blessings. High vibe. Grand rising. You understand me? Let's go.
On the Biden transition team, Peter Neffinger, who was the CEO of Smartmatic, that provides the parts for the Dominion voting machines in the Dominion servers that was confiscated by the military, all right, a week out of the election, out of Frankfurt, Germany. William Kennard, okay, and Peter Neffinger sat on the executive boards of Robinhood, okay, Reddit, and GameStop.
Unbelievable.
It is not by accident. You're talking corruption. I'm only, listen, God willing, I'll be 58 tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. Now, if you want to send me something in the mail, let me know. I'll give you my address. Listen, so I'm just saying, I'll be.
Well, on them old videos I watched, he should be like, I am an assassin for the Lord Jesus Christ.
58 tomorrow. I have never seen corruption on this level concerning the greatest global company in human history. So William Kennard.
Black don't crack, bro. You look young.
Do I look? Oh my God.
You look young. I'm decaying.
Thank you so much,
at a very quick rate.
He said, "Black don't crack, man. You still look young." He said, "I am decaying at a very quick rate." Nigga, them heavy drugs, sir. I believe it's meth that's decaying you.
Much.
You look great.
Thank you, sir. But the day after the election, William Kennard became the CEO of AT&T in connection to Time Warner, which owns the Crack News Network. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through the election. Never seen corruption on this level concerning the greatest global company in human history. So Reddit and GameStop.
Unbelievable.
It is not by accident. You're talking corruption. I'm only, listen, God willing, I'll be 58 tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy
now, if you want to send me something in the mail, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll give you my address. Listen, so I'm just saying, I'll be 58 tomorrow. I have never seen corruption on this level concerning the greatest global company in human history. So William Kennard.
Black don't crack, bro. You look young.
Do I look? Oh my God!
You look young, right? I'm decaying.
Oh, thank you so much,
my
brother. I love you all so much.
You look great.
Thank you, sir. But the day after the election, William Kennard became the CEO of AT&T in connection to Time Warner, which owns the Crack News Network. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through the election, but I will say this: that there is a company out of Frankfurt, Germany, by the name of Skytl, capital SCYTL.
I'm gonna run it back just a tad bit. Shout out to Andre, aka Sistar, for the Cash App donation. Said thank you for this bill. I appreciate you. I thank you guys for tuning in. You know, like I said, told you I had something decent for you guys to get into. And like I said, I like unraveling this shit together sometimes, looking at it fresh. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like, hey, cuz, come over and show you what I got. Like, what you got? I don't know yet. Let's open up the pack, see what we got. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So we watching it all live together for the first time. So it's dope. I'm about to light up this other wood. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all support the channel. Let's go.
I'm not going to go through the election, but I will say this: that there is a company out of Frankfurt, Germany, by the name of Skytl, capital SCYTL. Now, the term Skytl in Persian means warp speed.
Oh, come on, man.
Operation, yes. It comes from the Persian term Kuria, capital Kuria, which means warp speed in the Persian lexicon. So Skytl, which housed the Dominion servers, okay? Now, President Trump, through the 305th Military Regiment Battalion out of Fort Huchin in Arizona, went into Skytl a week and a half after the election. Now, what? To confiscate those servers, those Dominion servers. Skytl is owned by the Paragon Software Group out of Freiburg, Germany, which is the home.
Y'all chill out. Cuz be moving extra funny doing these videos. He tweaking on everything. He can't help it. Hey, these white guys be funny, but shout out to this video, man. They really going in on some information. Shout out to Gregory Trice. Shout out to Gregory Trice for the Cash App donation. Said thanks for dropping this high vibes. Man, high vibes to you, Big Greg. You understand me? Big Greg. You already know how we rocking. Appreciate you for rocking in. I appreciate your support too, man. Make sure y'all share this on all your social media outlets. You know YouTube is currently shadow banning me. Analytics is not pushing my videos around, so we got to do extra work by thumbing up the video. If we can get 200 likes in a video that shows YouTube that everybody likes it, it might force YouTube to push it out, to everybody else. So please hit the like button, thumb up the video, share, like, and support the channel. We're gonna rock this thing out, man. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all can hear and see everything loud and clear. I haven't looked in the chat in some time. Make sure y'all hit the like button and thumb up the video, please. Let's go.
Hometown of the Rothschilds.
Damn.
We're going back even before the Prussian Empire. So Skydel, okay, was created by German intelligence going back to 2001, okay, at the University of Barcelona in Spain. So Skydel, which is owned by the Paragon Group as of last year in 2020. Skydel and Paragon is ran by a Russian by the name of Konstantin Komarov. A Russian is running a German software company, both Skydel and Paragon. Okay. So now get this now. Skydel's and Paragon's main goal is satellite encryption and decrypting software. Okay. Paragon is also ran by German intelligence, the BND. So Skydel got its startup money in 2001 through a man by the name of Paul Allen.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, Paul Allen, along with Bill Gates and billionaires out of Saudi Arabia, okay, and out of Dubai, put up the seed money to create the Skydel Corporation, okay, whose servers, Dominion servers, were confiscated by military intelligence a week and a half after the election. So why is that so important? The Skydel Group, which is owned by Paragon, which is ran by a Russian by the name of Konstantin Komarov. His father, Vladimir Komarov, was one of the principal architects or creators of the East German intelligence agency, the Stasi, after World War II. I'm talking about the father of the owner of both Paragon and Skydel, whose servers that's connected to Dominion were confiscated right after the election.
So that really went down. That went down. For sure? You know that for sure?
That went down. I have a contact in the FBI office here in New York City and one in Los Angeles, whose names I would never reveal because I don't want to be 6 feet under, okay? But I will say this.
And be sold on the stock exchange.
Gina Haspel was there. Gina Haspel, who is was the 25th director of the CIA. And maybe if we got time tonight, I will expose that all 25 directors in the history of the CIA are related by blood. Maybe that's another.
Man, what, dude?
Yeah, all of them.
What?
Every one of them, going back to the end of World War II. The OSS, the Office of Strategic Services,
yes,
which was later absorbed into the CIA 3 years after World War II. Starting with Wild Bill Donovan, even up to Gina Haspel, they're related by blood. You're dealing with psychopaths and sociopaths, okay? So then now, those Dominion servers, it's getting deeper here now concerning the greatest global cup of human history.
Yes!
Now, Gina Haspel is a traitor. So, according to my two contacts, Gina Haspel was on a plane heading for Gitmo. They were going to liquidate her. See, President Trump is a man's man, okay? With balls the size of Mount Rushmore. They were going to take her.
Now, he's just doing a little extra. He doing it. I mean, I fuck with Trump, but goddamn, you took it a little far there, son.
I'm sorry for saying it.
That's all right. We enjoyed it.
But she began to sing like a canary, heading for Gitmo. They were going to liquidate her. See, President Trump is a man's man, okay? With balls the size of Mount Rushmore. They were going to take her out. I'm sorry for saying it.
That's all right. We enjoyed it.
I'm sorry for saying that. I'm sorry for saying that. That nigga went hard body. He forgot where he was at for a little bit.
But she began to sing like a canary. So they rerouted the flight to Greenland. Greenland is the new Gitmo up north. Greenland. That's why President Trump wanted to buy Greenland a few years ago. Okay. So Greenland houses high detainees who have a high classification. So Gina Haspel is feeling the beat, and that's why she's in witness protection. Okay. So this Joe Biden we got now, that's not Joe Biden. Now, when you tell the average American, they don't believe you. That's not Joe Biden.
Oh,
you have.
Drop some bombs, man. Drop some fire emojis. Y'all want me to continue? I'll leave the bill right now if y'all ain't interested. And we only halfway through. If y'all ain't feeling it, I'll let it go right now. I don't think y'all feeling the bill, G. I don't think y'all feeling the bill. He about to go in. We at the halftime show. Let's turn up. If y'all ready to go, drop some fire emojis in this thing, man. Shout out to all the cousins in here. Let's go. Y'all ain't ready, man. Fuck it. I'll just end it right here. If y'all ain't ready. Y'all, all right, fuck it. I'll keep it going.
A Manchurian candidate in the White House. Okay? That's all you have. This is a scam, according to the greatest global cover-up in human history. So Skytel was invaded, okay, by our great military out of Fort Houchin in the great state of Arizona. So they confiscated those servers. Now, Skytel was so powerful that they ran at the time of the election. They ran 90% of the world's elections. Skytel, which is over by Paragon. So Paragon owns Skytel. Skytel runs all the Dominion servers, not just in the United States, but all over the world. In other words, 90% of the world's elections has to be called into question now.
I agree.
Yes.
I mean, Trudeau, nobody, dude, go to Canada. You can't find anybody who likes fucking Justin Trudeau. And you talk to Canadians like they rigged it. There's no way that fucking dude won.
South America, same shit,
he was wearing a blackface. How in the world, not to cut you off, how in the world did he win re-election? Okay.
His best friend got arrested for basically kiddie porn and trafficking. His foundation's symbol was the pedophile symbol from the FBI. Crazy.
Oh, say that again. Oh my God, you're blowing my mind. But
I blow your mind, dog. Okay. If you look at Justin Trudeau's, every group has an organization, right?
Yes.
If you look at Trudeau's symbol for his organization, it was the straight up pedophile symbol from
the swirl.
It's not this. I actually think it's the heart. Oh, no.
Yes.
It's the triangle. It's the triangle.
Yes. And it's a triangle that doesn't connect all the way.
Yes.
Yep.
It's always a little bigger symbol, and inside is a smaller symbol of the same symbol. Because that's
remember Dwayne Wade's braids that we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And everyone's talking about how
Wade wearing braids like that. They're all involved.
Dude, I'm telling you, and when he made listen, dude, I'm very open with that. I have a belief that they position trans people to be in this thing so we all go crazy. Trans people aren't doing it. It's the same people that make you hate this group, that group, and that group. So, he sacrifices his kid, and now he's leveling up again. I mean, like, dude, he's leveling up. You're seeing him on that NBA show.
Yes.
Charles Barkley's leaving. Now he's on all the time.
He's playing ball. He's
playing in the thing. It's definitely possible.
This is what they do. They play ball. Okay. You got Nick Cannon, who was coming out, was it last year, against the abortion of black kids. Then all of a sudden he had to re-sing his tune like 50 Cent. Okay, he was supporting Trump. Then this whore, Chelsea Handler, this whore, I'm sorry. I told you.
It's okay, dude. We've leveled
put him back in his place. You know what she's saying? This is code. I'm going to put that Nigger back in his place. That's the very thing that Chelsea Handler was saying.
Hey, I'm going to give you some information on Chelsea Handler. And this is very much been verified by people very close to her. When she was on set, she would hold up pictures of gorillas and say, "This was Lonnie Love's family." This is a fucking fact. Wow. Feel free to run with that, Bishop Larry Gators. Damn. Feel free to fucking scorch the earth on that.
You see, that's why when I come, before I come on your show, Brother Sam and Brother G, XG and Brother Johnny, I prepare because you guys are pushing me to, I'm serious, you guys are pushing me to new levels concerning the greatest global cover-up in your.
Shout out to Earl McPhee for the Cash App donation. He said for E pluribus umen. E pluribus umen. I appreciate that. You know, it says a fire bill to the Aboriginals, man. It's one of them fire ones. I appreciate your Cash App donation too. I appreciate all the support. Make sure I hit the like button, y'all. Let's keep this thing rocking.
In history, and we call this, there is a term called sentinel. Now, sentinel is a Greek Hellenistic term meaning fallen angel or fallen demon, or an angel that has become a demon. Now, before we get back to the Skydo conspiracy concerning how this election was rigged. Now, the term sentinel in Greek mythology was the name of a fallen angel who became a demon. Now, there is what we call the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Yes.
In DC. The soldiers that protect that tomb are called sentinels, okay? In other words, they represent fallen angels. I just wanted to put that out in terms of what we're talking about today.
Oh,
now, this psychopath, see, you're dealing with psychopaths and sociopaths. A psychopath is born, a sociopath is made. There is a term we call egocentric, okay? It means a person who is unstable, okay? And from the inside out, they're unstable, not just psychologically, but emotionally. That's called egocentric, but you have also a term called ego dystonic. It means their instability has now been activated. And so you're dealing with a generation.
Hey, y'all let Snuggles live. We're gonna drop that link in a minute. He can come at our power, whatever he want. Y'all let Snuggles live in the chat. Y'all be nice to Snuggles. Let him speak. He's okay. we gonna y'all good. Y'all stand down, snipers.
Of demons like Dwayne Wade, who has sacrificed his son Zion to become Zion. Okay, they better never come to me and tell me to sacrifice my children. This is how they do. Okay, and so now getting back to Skyto. Okay, so the Skyto group ran by a Russian by the name of Vladimir Komarov. His father,
Hey, I usually don't say this, but those that do want to donate, I do have PayPal. Y'all can just at Big Aboriginal Power, all one word. Big Aboriginal Power. That's for the PayPals.
Konstantin Komarov runs Paragon, which owns Skyto. His father, Vladimir Komarov II, quickly was one of the principal architects of the East German intelligence agency, the Stasi, okay, which was later absorbed, okay, both into the CIA and into the BND, German intelligence. His father, going back to 1917, Vladimir Komarov I, not the astronaut, but Vladimir Komarov I was one of the principal architects of the killing squad, the Cheka, who took out Tsar Nicholas and his entire family, okay, the Romanovs. So I'm just giving you a bloodline connection between Vladimir Komarov I in 1917, coming up to this very present day, okay, through Konstantin Komarov, who runs both Paragon and Skyto, which helped rig this election. So the Insurrection Act that Trump signed, okay, a few days before the January 6th siege. In other words, President Trump is a genius. Now, the Insurrection Act represents, it gives the president the authority to call in first the militia, Now, I'm going to say something that you guys already know, but it's going to blow away the minds of your listeners concerning the greatest global cover-up in human history. Now, according to the Constitution, the first one, in the Declaration of Independence, the first one, there's a second Declaration of Independence in the first Bill of Rights, that the Insurrection Act, which is divided into a 4-tier executive order, which we call Whiskey Rebellion, the Insurrection Act, the Civil War Act, Title 10, Section 332, and the Posse Comitatus Act of Title 10, Section 333, which gives the president the legal authority to send in the militia. 90% of the people, according to my contacts, men of God, 90% of the individuals who were at the Capitol belonged to some type of militia around the country. Another was what President Trump did. Those patriots, okay, and don't get me wrong, if they went in and and killed the policeman and that so-called cop who was killed, okay, God bless his soul, he was taken out. No patriot took him out, okay? So 90% of those at the Capitol belong to some type of militia in fulfilling Trump's Insurrection Act. Those 40,000 troops had nothing to do of protecting Joe Biden. So now we come from the election, okay, to Skyto, to Paragon, okay, in connection to what happened at the Capitol. So President Trump still has the nuclear football. Why is that? Because President Trump is still the president of the first Constitution. I know that's hard for a lot of people to understand. Now, before we get the floor over to you guys, now remember, have you guys heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Oh, let me wipe the power of God off of me. Listen. The anointing off of me. So the Georgia Guidestones was created by a man by the name of R.C. Christian.
Drop some fire emojis. Drop some fire emojis out there, man. Let's get it, man. I want to see some fire emojis out here in the chat. Let's get it.
It's by a man by the name of R.C. Christian, okay, whose real name was R.C. Plotzker. Follow me now. Kind of Plotzker. So R.C. Christian, whose real name was R.C. Plotzker,
yeah,
and that name Plotzker is the maiden name of the ex-wife of Dr. Dre.
Oh my God.
I'm going to go slow. So here.
For Johnny, you don't have to go slow. You got to go slow for Johnny. Xavier and I
wish I was out there with you guys right now.
We do too. We would love for you to be on the show.
Oh my God. And so this R.C. Christian, going back to 1979, got permission, okay, from the city of Elberton, Georgia, to create a Georgia Guidestone, which looks exactly like the logo of T-Mobile. Now, what does T-Mobile have anything? I know, follow me. Now, when you look at the T-Mobile logo, it is the perfect insignia of the Georgia Guidestone.
Oh my God.
And T-Mobile is owned by Deutsche Telekom out of Frankfurt am Main, Germany, which partly owns SkyTel, which its servers, Dominion, were confiscated by President Trump. There you go. Oh, perfect right there, Brother XG. So R.C. Christian, whose real name was R.C. Plotzker, that name Plotzker is interconnected to the life of Dr. Dre because his ex-wife, Her maiden name is Plotzker, not Nicole Young.
It is the same, dude. That's fucking nuts.
Go right ahead, Sam. You see that? And
that's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, right?
It's crazy, my friend. So then, and jumping into time, so the Georgia Guidestones, okay,
holy shit,
instituted technically in 1980 from the Georgia Guidestones location to Mount Sinai Hospital, including the UN here in New York City.
If you was to look at the T-Mobile sign and then look at my thumbnail, which is the Georgia Guidestones, it's almost an identical match.
It's 666 miles.
What?
Let me say this again. From the Georgia Guidestones to the UN and including Mount Sinai Hospital. Now, why do I say Mount Sinai Hospital? Because Mount Sinai Hospital was the epicenter of the first HIV case in New York City's history in 1981. See, you have to understand the psychology of the Luciferian heptagon system.
It is crazy, dude.
So that's why Jesus said, be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. So from the Georgia Guidestones to the UN and also to Mount Sinai Hospital is 666 miles. From the Georgia Guidestones to Washington, D.C. is 564.6 miles. From the Guidestones to London, England is 4,124 miles. From the Guidestones to the Vatican is 4,937 miles. 4,937 miles. 4,937 miles. Why would I bring up D.C., London, and the Vatican? Because Washington, D.C., London, and the Vatican, which were decimated with COVID-19, were formerly the three powers that ruled this world.
Yes.
D.C., you know that, Sam and Brother G.
Yeah.
D.C., the military-industrial complex. London, the financial industrial complex.
Yes.
And the Vatican, the New World Order.
Yes.
So now, you got 666 miles from the Guidestones to the UN, okay, plus 564 miles to DC, plus 4,124 miles to London, plus 4,937 miles to the Vatican. That is a square circumference of 9,625 years. But according to Sun Tzu, there are 9,620 references of global transformation.
Jesus.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question before you go on.
Hey, drop some fire emojis if y'all want me to keep this thing going. Drop some fire emojis if y'all want me to keep this thing going. It's heating up. It's heating up. Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuning in, man. We got 272 up in the chat, man. That's heavy. But we looking extra light on the likes. We ain't even got 200 likes in here. So can we get the likes up to 200? Can we get the likes up to 250 maybe? So 60 people, I appreciate it, and I respectfully ask you to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Let's go.
Were they trying to sacrifice Dr. Dre with the whole brain aneurysm? I know you brought that up. Yeah.
See, but brother, I am so happy that you brought him up.
No.
I am so happy that you brought him up.
Johnny might move to number 3. You are number 3, Johnny. Xavier's back to number 2. Okay.
Oh my God.
Power
and now, before I get to Xavier's, and I'm so glad because I was gonna get to him about 2 minutes. Remind me, Xavier, of Dr. Dre and also about the Titanic in reference to the greatest global cup of in history. But when you look from China to DC, 7,344 miles. From China to London, 4,868 miles. From China to the Vatican, 4,703 miles. That's 16,915 miles in a square circumference. But according to the German mathematician, Johannes Kepler, he said every 16,915 days, there is a global shifting or resetting.
Oh, man.
Now, I know. And I brought some cranes and some forklifts for you guys to pick up your jaws from the floor. That's what's about the greatest global. I know this. And so, now, before we get to the Titanic, and especially the Dr. Dre, okay, and the unexplained deaths of Black celebrities, there is a term here that you guys have been hearing about for some time. It's called Kraken.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the term Kraken means not just a global octopus in Greek mythology, and that term octopus also means Opus Dei, which was a secret society that's an offshoot of both the Knights Templar, okay, out of Jerusalem in 1119 AD, and the Jesuit Secret Society in 1540 out of Paris, France. So in Roman history, there was a general by the name of Sulla, okay, whose enemy was a young man of the deep state, okay, called young Marius. Now, Sulla had forced young Marius to be decapitated. So young Marius
Yo, I looked in the chat, Jaguar. You ain't about to keep playing, G. You stupid as hell. I ain't even about to play with you, fool.
had tried to overthrow the political power of the Caesar bloodline. Roman history.
Damn.
So Sulla had the head of young Marius cut off. Marius is a Roman mythology term signifying the Kraken. So Marius, whose head was cut off by Sulla or Trump. And the story goes that General Sulla brought the head of young Marius into the Roman Senate and looked into the eyes of the decapitated head of young Marius and said, listen, you must first learn to pull the oar. Only then can you take the helm. Sulla, who is a type, I believe, of President Trump today, took the head of young Marius and put it into the hands of the parents of young Marius and said to the father, now has your power become obsolete. So this Kraken on deep state is beginning to crack, because we had a president, President Trump, who was exposing it. And do you guys know there's a retired lieutenant general by the name of Thomas McInerney, great patriot, who had said and testified that it was James Comey, the former director of the FBI, who sold the hammer and the scorecard technology to China in order to rig this election.
I will fight everybody. I'll fight them all for charity right now, dude.
One by one, right?
I'll go 1 on 1,000. I don't care, dude. I'll go 300, dog. I ain't afraid.
What about Royal Rumble style?
A Royal Rumble where they just run in. Everyone's got those little Hogan shorts on.
No. One comes in when you beat one up. Like they come in.
No, I'll come in and we just fight.
Or you putting us in it?
Yeah, you're coming from like you're Sting from the top rafters.
Cage match.
I just cannot believe, like, as you go, dude.
You see?
Here's the problem,
so I'm
Bishop Larry Gators. Hold on.
Titanic here in a minute.
Hold on.
Go right ahead, Sam.
Here's the thing. The truth of the matter is everyone is going off on Q, and everybody hates Q. Everybody hates the people who listen to Q. Okay. My question is, what were they supposed to do? Anybody can jump in with an answer right now. What were they supposed to do? The truth of the matter is right now we live in a country with no rule of law. We have people who have taken oaths and not fucking honored those oaths, which is to protect the Constitution on a local, a state, federal, and international level. Johnny, you got something to say?
I think it's a mistake to ever trust any of them to do that.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Johnny. But the question is, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
No, we're in a terrible position.
I mean, it's about...
That's right.
Right? I
We're
mean,
in a terrible position because you got two heads in the same snake. Yeah. You got two heads, and Johnny's right. What do we see? There has the present day system of a two-party system is unsustainable. It has to come. We were begging President Trump to sign an executive order declassifying everything. Who killed JFK? Who killed Malcolm X? We were begging him to do that, and he didn't do it. And maybe they were threatening his life. Okay.
Well, they did threaten him about Julian Assange. They threatened him about Julian Assange. Like they were already going to say, like, didn't they go to him? If you do this, we'll impeach you. And now they're impeaching him anyway.
McConnell. No, it was McConnell who came to Trump. Apparently, this is reported by Tucker Carlson, and said that if you pardon Julian Assange, it's more likely that the Republicans that I control will come down the side of conviction in an impeachment trial. So he threatened them. I mean,
Johnny, I'm glad
they're already doing it. They're doing it.
No, but McConnell, the Republicans aren't voting for conviction, though. He's not going to be convicted.
Right.
He might have been, though, had he pardoned Assange.
Because Julian Assange has the goods on everybody. Okay, that's why they wanted Trump to pardon Eric Snowden. Okay, now Eric Snowden, I'm telling you, the agency, the CIA, is after him. Okay, but before I forget Dre and get to the Titanic. Concerning this greatest global cover-up in human history, the two-party system is unsustainable. Thomas Jefferson, a pedophile. And why do I say he's a pedophile? Because he had raped this 15-year-old girl, Sally Hemings. Now, you got black people, well, that was the norm, and they were in love. Stop. It was pedophilia. Yeah. So the very foundation of the Democratic Party is built on pedophilia. Now they're trying to normalize pedophilia. It's only a sexual orientation, Bishop. No, it's a crime.
Can I just add one thing to this, Bishop, though? I agree with everything you're saying. I will say that the Bush clan, which was installed after the JFK assassination, which is the cabal that is running everything, has been busted for pedophilia. So we have R's and D. These are very deep for sure. Demons, Republicans, fucking reptiles. Okay. So I think it is two heads of the same snake, dude. Okay. So, I mean, we can get Democrats for sure, but let's not forget George Bush got busted having gay boy hookers in fucking the White House. He was part of the Lincoln scandal. Dennis Haskins, what's his name?
Yes.
Haskard got literally convicted on, and then they tried to bring him back. Do you remember that? They tried it. He came back on CNN, and everyone's like, fuck that noise. So my whole thing, it's like, listen, dude, it is of my belief that the people who run Washington, the people who run everything, including Hollywood, are in fact at the highest levels. It's pedophilia. That's my belief.
You think?
And there's a lot of pedophiles in the hospitals. There's a lot of pedophiles in your government, in the school systems. They everywhere. Man, we got to hide your kids and hide your wife. Real shit. That was a real statement. Peace, love, and light to the 296. This in the chat. We got 296 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get all the alerts, posts, and live streams. So make sure you hit the like button, man. Let's continue this out, y'all. Let's go.
They're into it, or they get blackmailed into it.
Either way, that is the currency. Of there are guys that we've talked about that have been accused stuff, and they're still working, while other dudes have got Me Too'd and they're excommunicated. Why is that? One guy gets accused of something way worse and a lot more of it. He's working openly all the time. Why is that guy working? Why are the other two guys fucking having to battle for their lives on the fucking fringes? Because at the highest levels, it's not Jewish, it's not Christian, it's not Muslim, it is pedophilia and occult dark arts. And that is my belief.
Yes.
Even Epstein, which they was a messiah.
Blue, ask one of the moderators, and if you don't know how to do that, you can use my new PayPal. I did just set up a new PayPal, y'all. I don't even know how to work it, bitch.
Odd fucking operation. He has occult fucking symbolism everywhere.
Yes.
That's what I argue with people. People are like, oh, why don't you talk about the Jews? Dude, I talk about Zionism all the time, but it's like at the highest levels, it is dark arts occult. That is what the modern four major religions or the three major religions, they do that on the public so they can walk amongst us. It's behind closed doors is what the real power is.
See? It's behind closed doors. We're talking about the Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, the Club of Rome, Committee of Three.
Hey, McLean, it's good to have you back in here. Somebody, I think he was blocked a couple times and I didn't know it, so now we're back in here. Let's continue this.
To be hidden hand, okay? All of these organizations, even the Black Boule, getting back to the Boule Secret Society, all of it are controlled by dark arts, by families who control this world, okay? Now, I know you guys have heard, but before we get to, I want to reveal who took out Sam Cooke, Nipsey Hussle, okay? Also Dr. Dre, Kobe Bryant. But now remember,
hold on. You think Dr. Dre had something to do with Kobe?
God, I can't wait. You see, that was an assassination attempt. Now, there's a company out of Italy called the Leonardo Corporation, okay? Now, the Leonardo Corporation was in cahoots with Barack Obama, Dominion, the Dominion Voting Corporation, okay, in connection to Skydale and Paragon to rig this election. The Leonardo company that's ran by Italian intelligence, okay? They were hired by Barack Obama because Barack Obama is behind this whole scam of an election, okay? Barack Obama should be in prison. I keep telling black women, and every time I say that, oh, you're on Uncle Tom. This is, you see, we're so plugged into the system. Not you and I, because we're liberated. So the Skydale, Paragon, the Leonardo Corporation, okay, these are defense contracting corporations that help Joe Biden rig this election. Now, remember, and like I said, maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes ago, on the 9th of January, there was a blackout in Pakistan, right?
Right.
Because the Chinese, as a Chinese corporation, okay, by the name of Haier, capital H-A-I-E-R, was, they were traveling, they were scheduled to be in Pakistan, Islamabad, on the 9th, 3 days after that so-called capital siege, okay? Then all of a sudden there was a major blackout over Pakistan, which negated Haier of buying General Electric outright.
Damn!
Now, Haier is ran by President Xi Jinping in the Ministry of State Security, which is the Chinese equivalent of the American CIA. So that's why Nancy Pelosi and the rest of these demons, and both sides, it's not the Democrats anymore, it's both sides. They want Trump to be destroyed to the point that he can never run for office again. Now, we're going to come into Kobe Bryant. You know, we talking about the Luciferian Project completed a year ago. Now, getting with, let's start with Sam Cooke. Now, my question is, why are we seeing so many black celebrities mysteriously die? Okay. Now, you start with Sam Cooke. On the 11th of December, 1964, Sam Cooke's body was found at a hotel there in Los Angeles, okay? At the Hacienda Motel. Allow me to spell that. Capital Hacienda Motel.
Yes.
So the Hacienda Motel at the time was owned by a man by the name of Warren Bailey, capital Bayley, okay, who had worked very closely along with his wife, Judy Bailey, okay, not just to the city of Los Angeles, but also to the Open Source Society, a young company that George Soros created, okay? So Warren Bailey was also connected to RCA. Wait a minute now. What does RCA have anything to do with Sam Cooke's death? Sam Cooke was forcing RCA's hand to give the rights over to Sam Cooke of all of his music, okay? So RCA at the time was owned by a company today that still exists out of the UK called Circle. Circle, which was birthed out of RCA, okay? Now, RCA and Circle, in connection to the death of Sam Cooke, they found his body at the Hacienda Hotel there in Los Angeles on the 11th of December, 1964, with 3 bullet holes in his chest, because there was a hit on Sam Cooke because he wanted to have the rights to all of his music. He was blackmailing the executives of RCA, okay? Now, RCA at the time was a creation, okay, of the Circle Corporation. Circle is one of the world's most powerful security firms out of the UK, which is controlled by British MI6, okay? So Circle and RCA was directly involved in the death of Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was not attacking anyone at the hotel. There was a honey trap that was sent there to entrap Sam Cooke. He was taken out because Sam Cooke was going to expose RCA of being fraudulent, ran by pedophiles at the highest level of RCA. So Sam Cooke was saying, unless you give me the rights to my music, okay? Unless you give me to, are you guys still there?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, unless you give me the rights to my music, I'm going to expose the pedophilia ring that's within RCA. Okay. Now, RCA is connected to the Titanic. Now, somebody may say, well, what does the Titanic have anything to do with RCA? Because there was a group of patriots on the Titanic who were totally against the creation of a Federal Reserve System.
Yes.
Okay.
3 billionaires. That's 3 of the richest men in either the country or in the world were on that boat. And what was interesting is that a bunch of high-end bankers were supposed to go on that boat, and they canceled at the last second. Now, also what's going on is they believe that wasn't actually the Titanic, but that was the Olympic. That was another one that was already damaged when they took off.
You see, again, you know what? And I want to thank you guys and XG for bringing up the Titanic. Who's responsible for that? A man by the name of David Sarnoff. David Sarnoff created both RCA and Circle. Now, Circle is the world's most powerful security firm. It was Circle who bought the Autobahn Ballroom a week before the assassination of Malcolm X. It was Circle who bought the Audubon Ballroom, and it was Circle who sold the Audubon Ballroom a week after Malcolm's assassination. Okay. Now, as a quick side note, before we get back to the Titanic, concerning the greatest global cover-up in human history, from the death of Malcolm X, okay, to the birth of a young man by the name of Chadwick Boseman of the Panther is 666 months. Now, I want you to look at this, okay? So from the death of Malcolm X, okay, to the birth of a young man by the name of Chadwick Boseman is 666 weeks. From the death of Malcolm X to the death of Chadwick Boseman is 666 months.
What?
How is that? Now, somebody say, oh, Bishop, well, that's...
He going to fuck in. Can I get some fire emojis from the chat? If y'all listen, I don't know if y'all listening. Y'all seem a little quiet. Can y'all hear me? Drop some fire emojis. If y'all can hear what the brother just said, I'm going to run it back just a little bit. I'm going to run it back just a tad bit. Let's get it cracking.
Is 666 weeks. From the death of Malcolm X to the death of Chadwick Boseman is 666 months.
What?
How is that? Now, somebody say, oh, Bishop, well, that's by chance. That's random. No. The deep state thinks like this. They think generationally, they think in terms of generational assassination.
Damn.
Okay. So from Malcolm X's death to Chadwick Boseman's birth, 666 weeks. From Malcolm X's death to the assassination at, yes, called Chadwick Boseman, okay, they found in his body, okay, thallium and arsenic, which predated his diagnosis of having colon cancer. Oh. They took him out. Now, if you see online, there's a powerful article that was written by the LA Times when Chadwick Boseman had died. Chadwick Boseman had announced on the 26th of January that he was being forced out of his role as the Black Panther. Wait, why is that date, January 26, 2020, so important? That was the day that Kobe Bryant was assassinated. The same day that Kobe was assassinated was the same day that Chadwick Boseman had said that his role was being forced out, okay, by the studio. So now getting back to the Titanic. So the Titanic was indirectly the result of the Rothschilds hiring David Sarnoff to give the wrong communications as far as where the direction of the Titanic should go. Okay. That it was the manipulation of the radar system in that ship, in which that ship ran into icebergs.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, Bishop. I don't think it ran an iceberg. I think they're told that. How do you not see an iceberg? How are you on the biggest, most unsinkable boat ever seen, and you don't see an iceberg? I mean, are you really believing that?
I don't believe. No, you see, David Sarnoff, and I agree. But no, that's the official story that they ran into a massive iceberg. Okay. But David Sarnoff, his family are proxy owners of NBC. The Sarnoff family indirectly owns NBC and MSNBC.
Oh my God.
But the bloodline progenitor, David Sarnoff, was a Rothschild agent that was complicit in the downfall of the Titanic.
Jesus.
It was the family of Levi Strauss that was on that ship, okay? Those people were against the creation, okay, of the Federal Reserve, during that specific time. It is not by accident, okay? Now, who benefited from the downfall of the Titanic? David Sarnoff and, of course, the Rothschilds that gave birth to the creation of the Federal Reserve System.
Oh, and these fucking creeps did it on Jekyll Island on Christmas Day.
That's right. Let's get these likes up, man. Oh, we got 305 in here. If y'all feeling the bill, we should be at 300 likes instantly. I know we already got 6 thumb likes, so we at least should be at 290 on the likes. 290. I give it 290 on the likes. Hey, everybody go thumb up the video, man. I appreciate all the support and all the love, man. Hey, if y'all want to support the channel, hey, do that by copying the link and making a post on all your social media outlets. If you're not following me on Instagram, where I do lives, we have other bills with other ideologies, and hey, it gets hectic over there. It's dope. Go follow me on Instagram at big_Aboriginal_Aboriginal. What is it again? big_Aboriginal_power. All right, so that's the Instagram. All right, I just created that a few months ago. Let's get it, y'all. We rocking out.
No, well, that's when they came up with it.
My mouth, man of God.
That's when they came up with it.
That's when they came up with it?
But Woodrow Wilson was probably gay, and they fucking blackmailed him. And that's why he did it on a Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And like a thief in the fucking night. And that's why I don't demonize people's sexualities, because they use that to control people.
Yes. They use that to control. They are what we call emancipated people. That's why I keep telling black folk, listen, the 13th Amendment, before we get back to the Titanic, the 13th Amendment that we've been taught a lie, Sam, that the 13th Amendment, we've been told a lie, Brother XG and Brother Johnny, that the 13th Amendment was ratified in Congress that abolished slavery. Well, the 13th Amendment was not ratified. The first 12 amendments were ratified, okay? But the 13th state that was to ratify the abolishment of slavery, it never took place because America went into the War of 1812. So technically, Black America is still in slavery because the 13th Amendment was.
Boy, y'all see that nigga do this whip around? That nigga did the whip around. Hold on. We see how that nigga on there? He did one of little. Hold on. He did a little bop. Watch this.
Because the 13th Amendment.
Hold on. What was that? Boy, y'all niggas, hold on. Watch this.
The abolishment of slavery, it never took place because America went into the War of 1812.
Watch this.
So technically, Black America is still in slavery.
Watch it on.
Because the 13th Amendment was never ratified by the 13th state because we went into the War of 1812 against Great Britain. Okay? And because of this amendment called TONA, capital T-O-N-A, which means titles of nobility. You see? Because Black people keep saying, oh, I'm free. No, you're emancipated. See, there's a difference between emancipation versus liberation. When Black folk talk about the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, okay, the term emancipation means you're still a slave, but you are a controlled asset of the state, okay? Like LeBron James is a slave, okay? Tom Brady has got to be careful or else they'll take these multimillionaires, okay? They're only emancipated, but they're not liberated because they are still a controlled asset of the state. So the 13th Amendment was never ratified. So technically, according to the 12th Amendment, Black folk are still in slavery. Now, getting back to the Titanic, some of the most powerful families in American history were on that ship, right? John Jacob Astor, okay? Margaret Brown, Benjamin Guggenheim, the Guggenheim bloodline that produced the Guggenheim museums. Okay, who was it? Isidore and Ida Strauss, the family of Levi Strauss. Okay, these people were against the creation of the Federal Reserve, which later was put into law. Okay, by Woodrow Wilson. And now, as a side point, Woodrow Wilson was a straight up racist. It was Woodrow Wilson who was one of the political backers of probably one of the most racist movies in Hollywood history, The Birth of a Nation. I don't know if you guys have heard of that movie, The Birth of a Nation. Well, The Birth of a Nation was
the reason he's putting it on black people, because that's who's still running, doing shit right now behind the scenes. We won't get into the black nobility.
First shown in the White House, where Woodrow Wilson and his administration saw the film before it hit the American theaters. So then, getting back to the Titanic, David Sarnoff, who created both RCA and Circle, whose family runs NBC, is complicit in bringing down the Titanic. And I agree with you, Sam. It was not the official story of the ship running into icebergs. Okay,
so dumb.
It makes no sense. Now, from Sam Cooke, and I don't want to go through Kobe Bryant again, but I will say this about there is a connection between Kobe Bryant, Nipsey Hussle, okay, and Dr. Dre, okay. Now, there is a family, a Zionist family, by the name of the Plotzker family, capital Plotzker. The Plotzker family goes back to the year of 1200, going back to the Prussian Empire, even up into the 1800s. The Plotzker bloodline was originally called the Bacharach family, capital Bacharach. The Bacharachs changed their name to Bauer in 1501. 76 years later, the Bowers changed their name to Rothschilds in 1577 through Isaac Rothschild. So the Plotzkers are related by blood to the Bacharachs, to the Bowers, who changed their names to Rothschild through Isaac Rothschild in 1577. The Plotzkers are also related by blood to the Prisker family. The same Prisker family who runs Chicago.
Yeah.
The same Prisker family is getting deeper here, considered the greatest global cover-up in human history. The Prisker family, they came out of the Ukraine, okay? Going back to the 1800s, immigrated to Chicago. And the Prisker family was also once named the Plotzker family in connection to the Prussian Empire. Is also related not just to the Plotzkers and the Priskers and the Rothschilds, but they're related to the Wasserman family, which would produce Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Oh my God, there we go.
And related to the Schultz family. So the husband of Debbie Wasserman Schultz is related to Debbie Wasserman. So then you got Plotzkers, Priskers, Rothschilds, Wassermans, Schultz, all interrelated. Now, it was the Plotzkers also who were responsible for the North Atlantic, the transatlantic slave trade. Now, Bishop is not anti-Semitic. My job is to expose the truth. I don't care what the last name of these devils are concerning the greatest global cover-up in human history. Now, the Plotzker family had owned slaves all up and down from the west coast of Africa. They had owned a family, okay, and one time I'm going back to 1833, okay. It was the Plosker family out of Germany who owned 100 slaves who were later called the Ashkedem family. Now, allow me to spell that. Capital ASGHEDOM. The Ashkedem family was owned by the Plosker family in 1833, okay? Which also the Ploskers had worked as agents for the East India Company and the West India Company during the slave trade, which was ran by the Rothschilds. Now, what does the Ashkedem family have anything to do with someone like Nipsey Hussle? Because that's his real last name is Ashkedem. His bloodline, he didn't even know this. His bloodline, and that's why it pays to research. His bloodline, the bloodline of Nipsey Hussle, whose real name is Ermias Ashkedem, was owned by the Plosker family out of Frankfurt am Main, Germany, the same location where the Skydo and the Paragon corporations were raided by President Trump.
Damn.
That's crazy. Y'all hit that like button out there.
Then you got so the Ploskers, the Priskers. Now the Plosker is the name of the major.
Hey, he dropping some shit. This is a fire bill, y'all. Do y'all hear that?
Name of Nicole Young, who was the ex-wife of Dr. Dre.
Is it Dre?
So Dr. Dre's wife, who looks like a man, okay, another topic for another day, was responsible, according to a contact I have in Los Angeles. She was indirectly responsible to send a message to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre, it was not by accident that he had a brain aneurysm, okay? That was a message by the deep state, because Dr. Dre is a powerful music mogul. But he's only an emancipated slave, but he's not a liberated man. Why do I say that? Because Black folk are so in love with their skin color, okay? And don't mean to go all over the map here, but my responsibility tonight, as we're dissecting the greatest global cover-up in human history, is to awaken the consciousness of not just Black America, but Americans who are still plugged into this construct called the Matrix. So then the Ploskers, the Priskers, the Baccaruts, the Bowers, the Rothschilds, the Rosenbergs, the Rosens, the Wassermans, and the Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz's husband. You see, Debbie Wasserman.
I know I really got to make some runs, but damn, this bill's so fire, I can't even lead to the end of it, y'all. This shit fire, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Schultz and her husband are related by blood.
Damn.
Okay?
Johnny, that's some North Carolina shit right there.
I'm going to run that back again so y'all can catch it. I need y'all to catch it. Let me run it back just a tad. Okay, let's go.
The Rosenbergs, the Rosens, the Wassermans, and the Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz's husband. You see, Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her husband are related by blood.
Damn.
Okay?
Johnny, that's some North Carolina shit right there.
Oh, shots fired.
Well, that's upstate New York too, but I thought I'd say Johnny. Okay.
See, that's right. And so these Black nobility bloodlines, they intermarry into each other, okay? They intermarry. So the Wassermans, the Schultz bloodline, okay, the husband of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, okay, his bloodline is related to a man by the name of the Frankenheimer bloodline. Okay, wait a minute now. Now, as I was preparing,
and there ain't no link to this video. This ain't even on YouTube. This ain't even on YouTube. You gotta go to a website to watch this.
Preparing for you guys, and I had told them this some months ago concerning Illuminati bloodlines.
I forget his name.
So then, what does
y'all can look up
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, her husband, that she is related to by blood, have anything to do with the Flegerheimer bloodline? Because there was a gangster named Dutch Schultz. Remember the gangster Dutch Schultz of the 1930s? His real name was Arthur Flegerheimer.
Damn.
Dutch Schultz, Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her husband are related by blood to Dutch Schultz, whose real name was Arthur Flegerheimer. You see, you're dealing with devils. You're dealing with deep state psychopaths and sociopaths who have intermarried into each.
They literally interbreeded, cross out, interbreed again, incest, breed out. That shit.
Other's bloodline to keep the power in the bloodline. That's why
and they're ugly as fuck too, man. They are like Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
He said they ugly as fuck. Listen to
devils. You're dealing with deep state psychopaths and sociopaths who have intermarried into each other's bloodline to keep the power in the bloodline. That's why
and they're ugly as fuck too, man. They are like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Not only is she ugly, she's your cousin, and you're still hitting it. That's got to be the. I mean, he must sleep at night with a gun to his head, just like I got to hit it again. I got to hit it again. Is there
Steve Schultz? See, so the Schultz bloodline related to the Wasserman bloodline, related to the Ploskers, related to the Priskers. Okay, also they're related. Not just to the Ploskers, the Priskers, the Barkeroffs, the Bowers, and the Rothschilds, but the Schultz bloodline. They are all intermarried for the past 1,500 years. That's why many of these dynastic families have blood diseases and disorders.
Yeah, like being ugly.
Yes, hemophiliac, like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She's so ugly, my dog doesn't even want to look at her.
Yeah.
That's another topic for another day.
That's another topic for another day.
And so then they're all interrelated by blood. But what does these families have to do with Hollywood? So Hollywood is the creation of the Rothschild dynasty. Now, what the slave system did, they said, well, we can't keep these slaves on the plantation physically anymore. So we're going to create the Emancipation Proclamation. In 1863. So black folk running around, Abraham Lincoln set me free. No, you've been emancipated, but you're not liberated. Have you guys heard of this holiday that black folks celebrate called Juneteenth?
Yep.
Yes.
Juneteenth. Matter of fact, out there we having a Chateau Ogle powwow June 12th in Louisiana. Hit up Lyrica Neville, Chief the Sun out for further more informations and other things pertaining to that, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Let's turn up.
Juneteenth. So it was on the 19th of June in 1865. Okay.
Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon for the PayPal donations. He sent one to the PayPal. It's the first one that I got from PayPal. He said, "Thank you, big bro, for providing high quality information for our people. I have learned so much about our greatness as Aboriginal people of the Americas. This donation is long overdue. Keep up the good work for the ancestors." I definitely appreciate that, Brandon. You've been a day one. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And especially with you being a young brother like you are. A lot of people don't know that you're a young brother. I definitely appreciate all your support, man. Let's keep it going. Let's rock it out. Hey, support the channel. Hit the like button, man. This bit almost over with, man. But it's fire, though. We got a few more minutes left. Let's keep it going, y'all.
In Galveston, Texas, where the last remnant, okay, of slaves were emancipated, okay, but they were not liberated, okay? So they were only emancipated, but they were not liberated in Galveston, Texas. There was a soldier there on the 19th of June, 1865, by the name of Major General Gordon Granger. Gordon Granger had put out a proclamation, Juneteenth, that all slaves are hereby free slaves. He didn't say all of you are free and liberated men, women, and children.
Right.
But you are.
I see somebody in the chat said, why don't I put it in the description? Because shit, I just be waking up, watching the build, do a live stream. I just be fresh. I ain't even watched it yet. Shit, we gonna watch it together. Shit. And it ain't from a link that you can put in there, but it's on the screen who it is, though. From Bishop Larry Gathers, however you pronounce that at the top. You see his name right here at the top. But this is not on YouTube, though. It's a link that I paid for on a website.
A slave, but you're a free slave. That's it.
But this brother do have a YouTube channel. Bishop Larry, he got a YouTube channel.
Emancipation. That's not liberation. You're only emancipated.
All my bills is freestyle. They never set up unless it's, I schedule it or something like that. But most of my grand rise and early morning bills is just genuine bills, fresh out the gate. And that's how they go. Super organic as can get. They not rehearsed. They not edited. None of that.
Emancipated. You are still a controlled asset. You may be a billionaire.
Post the link, 6-4.
Like Oprah Winfrey, but she, as a witch, she's a controlled asset. Her girlfriend, Gail Stale King, who was trashing Kobe Bryant's character when Gail Stale King was interviewing Lisa Leslie. Well, why didn't Gail Stale King interview Kobe when he was alive? This is what the Boule do. They destroyed their own people, okay? So then, Juneteenth was a proclamation where all slaves were to be liberated slaves. So LeBron James, he's a slave, okay? I had checked some weeks ago. I had severely checked Stephen A. Smith on Twitter and Shannon Sharp on Twitter, and I got a response from both of them. I said, you guys are nothing more than house Negroes.
Damn.
The white people got to talk off of that one, though. But you're right. They house niggas.
I had severely checked Stephen A. Smith on Twitter and Shannon Sharp on Twitter, and I got a response from both of them. I said, you guys are nothing more than house Negroes.
Damn.
And I said another word, but I'll say house Negroes. Because you talk big, Shannon Sharp. You're pro-black, but your first wife was white. I don't care what color the woman is. I'm just showing the hypocrisy of Shannon Sharp.
And
his wife filed sexual, harassment charges against Shannon Sharp some years ago because he raped her. Okay. And then he paid off her family. That was his first wife. And then his fiance, a white girl. Okay. Nothing wrong with white. Okay. She left Shannon Sharp for another black guy, okay, and got pregnant. See, Shannon Sharp is a hypocrite. I call Shannon Sharp, you're a house Negro. I said another word, and I told Stephen A. Smith, with your...
You really won't call him a house nigger. Educational purposes. He didn't want to call him a house nigger. Educational purposes.
Eating hairline, you're nothing but house Negroes. You talk big. But when your slave masters at Disney through ESPN and through Fox Sports, Shannon Sharp, then you dance like a house Negro. Okay.
Damn. You know, it's so funny. I used to have to follow Eddie Griffin at the Comedy Store when he would do 3-4 hours, and I would just laugh because Eddie's fine. I mean, I have no problems with him at this point. But he used to go up and just bitch about white people, and I'm like, Eddie Griffin hates white people. Except for if they have vaginas, then he calls them girlfriends, right? You know, so it's like, but yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy, man.
Let me say this real quick before we sign off tonight. And the thing is,
I got a feeling dude don't even like niggas for real. I'm gonna tell you that.
See, Nipsey Hussle was 33 years old when he was taken out.
Damn.
Okay? Kobe died, in Calabasas, which is the 33rd Congressional District in California. The sheriff that gave the press conference, Alex Villanueva, he is the 33rd sheriff in the history of LA County. Okay. And in my ending here, we're talking about the 33 degrees of the Masonic order, Nipsey Hussle was taken out because of what he knew about the pedophilia system in Hollywood.
Damn.
So after you reach, and that's why they saying 33, because that's the 33 degree highs of masonry, and it deals with knowledge. Water is always a representation of knowledge. Water freezes at 33, right? At 32 to 33 degrees, that's the highest degrees that they can go, that they want you to know. You see what I'm saying? But we cracked the code. Let's keep it going.
Along with Kobe Bryant. Along with Chadwick Boseman. Boseman is not even his real last name. Boseman, the Boseman bloodline, also out of Germany, are related to the Ploskers. I know this is crazy. They're all related, okay? Remember, what's his name? Keith Raniere in the Nexium conspiracy?
Yeah.
The Raniere family, going back to the 1600s, deep research, was related to the Bacharach family, okay? Who are the Rothschilds today, but also the Raniere family, okay, are related to the bloodline called the Mack family out of Scotland, who produced centuries later Alison Mack of the Nexium conspiracy.
Damn!
Well, all related by blood. That's why you and I, who are patriots, we're fighting against all of these demons, this global black nobility.
What are you calling it? The 33 what?
Yeah, 33. See, yeah.
You said it was a 33.
Died. He was killed at the age of 33. Okay. Kobe Bryant died within the 33rd Congressional District of the state of California, which is Calabasas. And the press conference was given by the 33rd sheriff in the history of LA County, okay, Alex Villanueva. It was a sacrifice. Nipsey Hussle was a sacrifice. Sam Cooke was a sacrifice. Dr. Dre is warned. He was warned. Dr. Dre's ex-wife, her maiden name is Ploskers. She's of that Zionist blood out of Eastern Germany during the Russian Empire, going back centuries ago. And that's my ending of the greatest global cover-up in human history.
All right, y'all. That's the end of this video, man. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the build. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. Make sure y'all share it on all your social media platforms. This is your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. If you're new to this YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to hit the like button. Hey, make sure y'all give me some fire emojis before we get out of here. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis in here before we get out of here. Shout out to the family in the chat, man. This was definitely a fire build. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. I did put the PayPal link out there, moderators, if y'all want to put that out there again for them. Shout out to everybody, man. Hit the like button, man. We're going to get out of here. Peace, love, and light to everybody. Before we get out of here, I guess we'll give y'all a little jammy jam. We'll give y'all a little jammy jam before we get out of here. Shout out to everybody. You know, they really try to erase who we are, you know, through so many stigmas and social political. And one of the most important and one of the most strategic ways that they did it was through paper. They did it through paper, but we are now rising into who we are and coming into this knowledge. Let's keep this thing going, you guys. Let's go. So remember that.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what we are, so they hate us and they hate us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what we are, so they hate us and they hate us. I said y'all never die, never left us, even though they took your homie still behind you like a catcher. Life is like a doctor, everybody want their checkup. Money, he for free to charge for a confession. See, ain't nobody focused on the bullshit that they told us. I was trying to pin you sick when ain't nobody came before us. We the best part of waking up before the folders. That's why they want your backs against the wall like a poster. Indoctrination being sold as education. Most of history they taught you came from some imagination. Which was never true, fuck the whole compilation. Fuck Walter Plecker, fuck Alex Haley. America is Egypt, Israel, Queen Khalifa. Babylon used to devil by it while I check my people. Niggas think I'm lying cause they sleep. But bitch, I ain't no fool shopping my toes every season. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what we are, so they hate us cause they hate us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what we are, so they hate us cause they hate us. Guess I gotta start bad rap tell these niggas how it happened. Control is the goal, now you space like William Shatner. Technology's economy has overthrown your balance. Now your headaches come from ways, microcells up in your atlas. Fears how they take you, they spike you for being active and questioning all the requisites made to prevent disasters. Clearing out the church stream of talking to the pastor. Got the online tithing, it's a battle for the masses. They never loved our classics, but right up our originals. We classify your favorite rhymes the way they did the Seminoles. I'm so black pride that my inside's purple. If the word had never died, they probably never alert you. You need to venture out and stop sticking in circles. Street the numbers react different to curfews. The movement not perfume, the streets ain't gold. Our summer so cold, we left the fall on froze. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, so they hate us cause they hate us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, so they hate us cause they hate us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, so they hate us cause they hate us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, so they hate us cause they hate us.
Peace and love, everybody, man. Make sure y'all be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous. This your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. We out, man.